Padres fans, we got to talk about an impossible decision that the Friars are potentially facing, at least according to one MLB insider. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Padres Digest, the show that is trying its best to hide the fact that this season is adding gray hairs. Oh, man. Okay. Hi. As always at the beginning, I introduced myself. I'm Christian Pedersen. The show's Padres Digest. If you want to hit the subscribe button, if you want to make a comment, if you want to talk about anything Padres, I would love to see that there are still some of you surviving that have not fully jumped ship and are not going to now jump ship after Dennis Lin, who, look, I like Dennis Lin. I once spotted Dennis Lin on a bench press at a 24-hour fitness. He's a man of the people, but he asks a brutal question that, like, I like him, but I don't know about this one. Look, so he's talking about in one of his real recent articles about how Padres have been urged to rest Manny Machado amid a brutal slump. I want to unpack all of this. So this is, like I said, if any of you are out there still watching, please comment on all this. So the quote, and I apologize, as always, for those of you watching this on a phone, if this text is too small, I'll read it here for you. It has not taken a professionally trained eye to notice that Machado is dragging at the plate and in the field, Lin writes. The veteran has consistently missed crushable pitches while continuing a gradual decline as a formerly transcendent defender. So what do you do when the team's superstar, because I would argue that Manny is more the captain, the superstar, the foundation, the bedrock than Fernando. Maybe it is a 1A, 1B thing, but I have always kind of leaned on Manny's got that like silent consistency as a killer. Just he's always good for us, no matter how high or low his season gets. But that being said, he is in a slump. The Padres are in a slump. And in all of that being said, I don't know how to like untangle some of these things and say, oh yeah, giving Manny 2 days off to just get his head straight will like clear out the gunk and get him back, and then that fixes the Padres. The numbers for Manny are not necessarily horrendous, despite a quote unquote, a massive slump for him. 274, 24 homers, 85 RBIs. That is not numbers that I would have said in a vacuum are a $300 million franchise player to sustain forever. But like, if this is the valley, if this is the worst of the Manny Machado that we've seen in his time as a Padre in a season where he's hit milestone home runs, he's passed 2,000 hits, like this guy is a good baseball player. So when I see these numbers and when I hear him saying like, oh, we got to rest him, I still fall under the category of baseball gonna baseball. Guys are gonna have ebbs and flows, and you don't want to necessarily overreact to that. And overreacting to that would be maybe 2 games off, maybe 3 games off, or 3 games in 5 days off, or something like that. Is not overreacting. Maybe I'm not saying send Manny back down to AAA. Okay, so let's all take this in like we're having an adult, like a normal, balanced conversation about this. But I still also feel like, we aren't winning anyway right now. So taking Manny out of the lineup, it's not like we have some other piece behind him where it's like, oh my gosh, as soon as we get this guy in, it's going to all be fixed. I also look at it like if we're already losing and then we're taking Manny out, how much wiggle room are we trying to give ourselves? Because in spite of all of this going on, the Padres are still very much in not just the playoff hunt, but we're still in it for the NL West. Granted, we are running out of games with which to make that happen, despite Tanner Scott trying his best, which, okay, like small addendum to this episode. Did anybody have on their 2025 bingo card Tanner Scott signing with the Dodgers to help the Padres? Because I'm fine, wasting 30 seconds of your lives going tinfoil caps here saying conspiracies are happening. I think Tanner Scott might have gone to the Dodgers out of spite to destroy the Dodgers and help keep the Padres in it. I don't know. probably completely wrong on that. But jokes aside, like the Padres are a team who are still very much, like I said, in the hunt for the NL West, but we are a wild card team. Like if the season ended today, I do this every single time I'm on here now for the last couple of weeks, and will continue to do this between now and the end of the season. If the season ended today, Padres are a playoff team. Padres would be headed, I believe, it's still kind of stayed the same. If the season ended today, we're headed to Chicago to play a wild card round series against the Cubs. Don't want to think about the Cub matchup specifically, but just saying that like the Padres currently, as is, are a playoff team and are in the hunt and have a little bit of wiggle room. But what are you trying to do? Because taking Manny out unplugs a certain part of that offense, and then it's like, are we starting to question him? And it just kind of feels like a slippery slope where I get what Dennis Lin is saying. That sometimes guys just need a refresh, just need a break, just need a zen, whatever. And I don't have... I was a pitcher only in college. I hit about $175 in high school, so I have no professional credibility to come on here and say like, oh, he's got a dip in his swing or his timing's off with his front foot or something like that. Manny's got a kid that's like under 2 years old and is someone who's also a father to a little gremlin. Like he could just be personal stuff going off the field. So I don't see anything right now where it's clearly like that's the Manny issue. This is not a contract thing. This is not a this, that, or the other. This is just a baseball thing. It's been a long season where Manny has had to help buoy a team around him that like Nando's not doing great most of the year. Xander's coming and going hot and cold. Jake, Cronenworth, Jackson, like all of these guys, he had to deal with Jason Hayward was his left fielder for a little while. Like Manny has had to just be the bedrock through a team that doesn't have like the vibes. So they have needed Manny to help carry them. And I think it can sometimes just be that baseball is bleeping exhausting. So I disagree with Dennis Lin. Nice guy. He's probably my favorite. I rank him above AJ Castavell and well above ace bag, Kevin Acee and all. So I like Dennis Lin. I respect Dennis Lin, but I don't agree with him on this. I think that it's a tough decision. It's an impossible decision to say, yeah, slumping Manny, just go back out there and potentially be another 0-for-3 day for us. But you can't lose confidence, at least in my general holistic view of baseball. You can't lose confidence in your core dudes, especially this close to the playoffs. And when you're like if the Padres were 3 back of the wild card, I'd be like, yeah, man, let's rest Manny maybe for a couple of days and see if we can't get a crazy good 10-day sprint at the very last 10 days of the season and bang, 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 try and go on a hot streak. But like, just for me, I'm like, let's keep him out there. Let's not cause any more turbulence. Let's let him work his way through this and then come out the other side. And if we get through the playoffs and we lose in the first round, I don't think that there will probably be, because there are always some people in the comments being like, oh, it's Manny's fault. I don't think there's going to be a lot of fingers pointing at Manny if this season does not end in a World Series championship, no matter what slump he hits in September. That's just my thought. Like you said at the beginning, it's an impossible decision. We got to talk about it, though, because we got nothing else to talk about. Like, I'm not going to break down J.P. Sears pitching. No, thank you. I'm not trying to have any more of the... I'm trying to use Just for Men by the end of this season just because of the Padres. So let me know what you think. Drop a comment. Hit the subscribe button would be also much appreciated. If not, no worries. We'll be here all season, into the postseason, and probably forever because it's a YouTube show and there's minimal overhead. So talk to you guys soon.